Hey, Fairmont Falcons, it's Mr. Moffat. I hope you are having a great day. We've been talking a lot how we can use our wings to work hard, include others, never give up, go make a difference and help out, and most importantly, how to show kindness. When we use our wings, we can make our school, our community, and our world a better place. And so I wanted to read one of my favorite books about kindness. It's called One Drop of Kindness, and it's by a friend of mine and an educator. His name is Jeff Kubiak. So here we go. One Drop of Kindness. Written by Jeff Kubiak, illustrated by Liliana Mora. The sign read, "The Kindness Academy of World-Changing Students." By the looks of it, you could sense it was a glorious and magical place of learning. Yes, this was the school to be in. It had everything that a child could imagine. Play, mindfulness, coding, cooking, welding, STEAM, student choice, and, of course, no homework. But it wasn't always like this. It was an unsettled start for the messy, long-haired, freckled Gus. A few years after he was born, Gus's mother passed away, and he was moved from home to home and school to school, sometimes staying only a day or two. Many of these places were dilapidated and run down, and at times you could hear nothing but an eerie silence. But a whisper from his loving mother would stay with him always. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. As time passed and Gus grew up, he continued moving to different towns and schools until he settled with a family in an odd, quiet town. But this town had a mysterious secret. By looking around at folks, you could tell that something was peculiar. But even so, Gus could still hear his mother's voice remind him, one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Gus attended a school called Midvale Elementary at North Park, nicknamed the Mean School. Midvale Elementary at North Park. This place was heartless. You could tell by the looks, gestures, and cringy body language from people that this was not a kind community. This was part of the town's puzzling secret. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, whispered in the wind. Gus was noticeable the moment he entered school for the first time. He had a grim look, furrowed brow, and was glum. Students and teachers would avoid him or cringe as he passed. You see, Gus was sad and heartbroken. No one had taken the time to learn his story. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, echoed his mother's voice. It became normal to be uncaring here. People were sad, dejected, and insensitive. Frowns, snarls, and tears were common at Mean School. Little did people know the one ingredient that could break this way of life was just one drop of kindness. But Gus hadn't found it yet. He continued to scowl and make life miserable for others, even though he could always hear, one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Somewhere in his mind. There were no signs of kindness anywhere at Mean School. Imagine that. Words, actions, and gestures were hurtful and even upsetting at times. No one knew how to behave any different. Looking around the dirty, dingy, and dilapidated school that had a sour, mushrooming odor to it, one could sense the sadness. But one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Recess at school was a mess. There was no sharing during games. Balls were weapon-like and play equipment was destroyed and broken. Gus was the king of recess mischief. He was the leader of arguing, teasing, and not taking turns. Teachers yelled at almost everyone, and worst of all, students would say uncaring words and mean it. Despite all the sadness, these words still rang in Gus's ear. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Classrooms at Mean School were no different. They were filled with teachers reprimanding children. Students were made to clean whiteboards and pencil sharpeners and scrub the floors and desks. There wasn't a smile to be found, especially on Gus. Kindness was nowhere to be seen or heard. But one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Slowly, students stopped coming to Mean School. At times, half of them wouldn't show up. Gus didn't care. He had no one at home that noticed. So he thought causing trouble at school was what he was meant to do. You see, no one had yet discovered the powers that kindness could bring. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. This pattern of sadness, sorrow, and school-wide misery grew because the despair became overpowering. People acted like zombies, not fully realizing what they were doing. Gus's heart shrank even smaller, like a shriveled prune, as he was overcome with emptiness, dejection, and loss. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, whirled around Gus, and then settled deep inside. One blustery fall day, something extraordinary happened. A new girl entered Mean School, a gleeful girl, a kind girl, a bubbly girl, a girl that laughed, smiled, and genuinely cared about others. A girl with a heart so big it rivaled a blue whale's. The girl's name was Truly, and suddenly a whisper filled the air. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Truly was angelic, with stunning dark eyes. Her feather-like hair almost floated beside her like a superhero's cape. Truly beamed as she stepped into the classroom. The teacher and students were astounded. The first words out of Truly's mouth were, "What a lovely school." Gus stood in shock. His mouth gaped open, and the furrowed brow began to disappear. Grins slowly filled the classroom, hearts began to grow, and hope trickled into their minds. Then they all heard a hum. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Truly's impact was transforming. It became the most incredible ripple effect of kindness ever felt. If there was one student who stood out as the most inspired, it was Gus. This once abandoned boy blossomed the day Truly drifted into his classroom. Because one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. The metamorphosis at Mean School was sensational. Gus's embrace with kindness had the whole school talking. Gus began spearheading changes that he and Truly wanted to bring about at Mean School. Everyone began to call him Gus, the Kindness Kid, and he took on this new role with heartfelt love. He finally began to understand the sweet echo that had been with him since he was a baby. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Over the next few weeks, the school became eye-poppingly gorgeous. Graffiti was painted over. Smiles were everywhere. Teachers and students began to connect and build relationships, coming together like peanut butter and jelly. Parents were seen volunteering to read with students, rebuilding the garden, and participating in random acts of kindness. Gus's heart overflowed, and he was so elated by this new energy, the community began to share. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. The newly formed Random Acts of Kindness Club became a wave of awesomeness at school. Their first mission, to rename Mean School to something more fitting. Amazing ideas were offered, but everyone agreed that one name stood above all: the Kindness Academy of World-Changing Students. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. With the new school name came a huge amount of pride throughout the community. School attendance quickly grew to 100%. After all, who would want to miss a day of school? Children would run in the school doors long before the first bell rang. Classes practiced mindfulness, and teachers led with love. Gus showed others how to share and care. If there were disagreements, students would find kind ways to solve problems. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. The Kindness Academy quickly became known throughout the world as the model for all schools. Gus and Truly were over the moon with joy. They talked about how everyone has the capacity of kindness and should all be kindness ambassadors. This may be just what the world needs, thought Truly, beaming with excitement. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Schools near and far began to follow the Kindness Academy's model. Quickly, this kindness movement became a worldwide phenomenon. The leaders of countries even took an oath, vowing to lead with passion and let kindness help inform their decisions. Gus's name became known around the world, and people everywhere wanted to be like Gus, the kindness kid. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Strangely, one day Gus felt sad and lonely, so he headed to the office to ask if anyone had seen Truly. The school's principal, Ms. Friendly, sounded puzzled. Truly? She asked. Yes, Ms. Friendly, replied Gus. I can't find her. Truly is the sole reason that our school is so amazing now. Miss Friendly paused for a moment, took Gus by the hand, and walked him into her office. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, she whispered into his ear. Holding back tears, Gus stammered. Truly brought kindness to our school and community. She was my best friend and the queen of random acts of kindness. Sweet Gus, it is you who is our kindness ambassador. It has always been in your heart, your soul, and in everything you do. You carry love, compassion, and kindness within you. Truly just helped to bring it out in you. Remember, Gus, one drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love, she said. Miss Friendly continued with a tear in her eye and a crackle in her voice. Gus, you are Truly. She's in your heart. Everyone has kindness within them, Gus, but some people need to dig deeper to find it. Now that we know the way of kindness, it will never fade. Gus, you truly are the kindness kid to all now. Never forget. One drop of kindness is all it takes to fill a heart with love. Use your courage, Gus, to change the world, she said, after a hug and a smile. This school, the town, and their world had become a much better place for everyone to live and belong. Gus smiled, thinking how he was a part of a kind family at school and home. This once desolate town with a secret found that all along they just needed one drop of kindness. Fairmont Falcons, it takes all of us. It takes each one of us to spread that one drop of kindness. That's all it takes. We just need to be kind to each other. And when we see unkind things and unjust things and things that aren't right happening, we need to stand up. We need to be kind. We need to be kindness ambassadors just like Gus. We need to be kindness warriors. We need to make sure that we are spreading kindness because one drop of kindness is all it takes to change the world. Thanks a lot, Falcons. Have a great day and see you soon. Love you.